Hello and welcome back to the Winner Circle. It's your girl, Tiffany. I want to introduce you to a very special guest, but before I do, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, share. Sharing is caring. I am going to introduce my special guest, which is Miss Indy Santos, right?
Yes. Hi,
Miss Indy Santos from Big Brother 24. Hi,
hi
Indy.
guys. Thank you so much,
How
Tiffany,
are
for
you?
having me. I'm great. I am still trying to figure out
Okay.
life. What's going on?
Andy, I just want to say it takes a minute. So don't worry if you don't have it all figured out. I was talking to someone today and I was like, hey, I'm still trying to figure out life. So
Yeah.
it will be like that for a while. And you're very freshly out of the house. So it'll take some time for things to calm down and relax. Plus, you're in LA, so you have easy access to everyone. And so it just may never slow down for you.
No, apparently that's gonna be my life forever. Like I keep like getting those, oh, let's do a party, let's do this and this. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I say no? Because it's exciting. It's been like 100 days without being having access in the real world. So yeah.
Yes. And so it's interesting. I met you in LA,
Yeah.
finale night when you guys came out of the house. And in the house to me, you you reminded me a little bit of like my friends at home. We just say whatever we feel. And I don't know if it's a Detroit thing. I noticed that some other people from other places find us a little hard or a little harsh. Even like with Taylor, like I got her sense of humor right away. You were like straightforward. I said, hey, she says it like she means it. Well, when I met you in LA, there was this sweet, bubbly, funny, exciting, just happy Indy. And I was like, you know what? I felt your vibe, Indy. I just wanted to say, like, it was really cool meeting you face to face. It gave me a totally different Indy. But I do know that in that house, it's very stressful. Do
Yeah.
you feel like you were different in the house than you are outside of the house?
I I'm really glad that you say that because I loved you. I would be really hurt if you didn't like me. I was like, I want to be
Oh,
their friend, whatever. But it's really hard for me to really show who I am because for me, I think is my energy comes first. When we are going through the
mhm.
television, the recordings and stuff, it's different. My energy, I cannot show my energy. I cannot share my
Okay.
space with you. I cannot bring you in. So even if we try, that's still a layer in between. And I think that's why some people don't didn't really connect with me on the game. But people in the house, you can see it, like even people that were not playing with me, that were not part, I was not part of their alliances, they're still like hanging with me, hanging out with me, or texting
Mhm.
me, or calling me because got like they got time, they spent time enough with me to know who I am and my heart, and I shared my energy with them and my love. So it's something like more deep, and I think that's what
Okay.
television and the show, sometimes I don't know. I didn't watch anything about the show, so I don't know what they shared about me, how they
So you guys only watched the preview, like that in the
the first
introductions, right?
episode.
Is that what you watched? Okay, episode one.
Yeah,
That's a safe place to stay.
yeah.
It's a very safe place to stay in. Okay. So, Indy, walk me through this. We heard you so many times on Big Brother talk about Big Brother. You wanted to be on a different series of Big Brother. You didn't even you're that's US isn't like your ideal Big Brother series to go on. What where did you want to do Big Brother UK?
No, Big Brother Brazil.
Big Brother Brazil. Okay.
Yes,
So, but you ended up doing Big Brother US. What did you, was it different than what you expected?
it was super different. I'm a huge fan of Big Brother Brazil, But in Brazil, the audience are the ones who decide who stays and who doesn't in the house. So the whole dynamic is different. So my idea on this house was like, oh my
Indy.
gosh, how can I survive here? Because I need to be, you need to be like manipulating people, and you need to lie, and you need
Yeah.
like to do a lot of stuff that is not part of my personality. Even I'm like super, I you see on my face. If I'm happy, you can see it. If I'm sad, you can see it. If and being in the Big Brother house on the US version was way different than what I expected. I had some fun. That's the most important part. Every single decision that I
Yeah.
make in life, the most important part is
What
like I'm healthy and having fun. I did it.
I got a question though.
Yeah.
So you would rather it have been that you said Brazil votes. So you'd rather have it where America votes. Indy, do you think that you were going to stay if America was voting?
I think I would like do a different dance on the show. My
Okay.
behaves like
Okay.
my dance and my
Okay.
I
So you
would
would have
show more.
played for America.
I would play for America. My personality would shine more, and I would be able to literally like say other stuff, like put my like make myself like in a better position of who I am. Because in the house, I was like all the time like I cannot say this, or I cannot talk this, you like talk back this, or you were there trying to have like a great relationship with everyone, and we know
Okay.
we are
So walk me
humans.
through it. So you come into the house, you realize like I've got to build this relationship with the people in the house. This is going to be a little different than what I'm used to watching. I'm used to watching UK Brazil. I can't play to the audience. You could have kind of played to the audience for America's favorite player, but I don't know how if that would have particularly benefited your
Mhm.
game. So, what was your strategy? Because we saw you come in. You were kind of like it was you, Alyssa, Jasmine for the most part.
Mhm.
Um, when you realize like I've got to work with people in this house, I can't really show my fun, exciting personality. It seemed like, and I think this happens to everybody. We all go into the house and we got to dig into the depths of us because we're faced with situations that we don't usually deal with so intensely out here in the real
Yes,
world. So sometimes you don't get the very best of us. You get the stressed us. You get the hangry us. You
exactly.
you get the very short end of my patience us.
Mhm.
Okay, so you go into the house week one, the beginning of the game. What are you thinking?
I was like, how can I shut up? Because that's the most important thing for me. Like, it's like, how can I make them understand what I'm saying? Like, because
Hmm.
first, English is not my first language, as everyone knows. And it's hard to make a commitment, like to be in a show with everyone speaks like English is their first language, and
Hmm.
my humor, my jokes, every single thing is different. My reactions is different.
Hmm.
I'm Latina, my blood's like it's boiling inside of me. Like I like to be like, oh, let's be nice to people. I'm like, I'm not a person, can I say a bad word?
You can say stay away from the F and the S and the M, but what
Okay,
do you want to say, Andy?
I'm not the person that's like, oh, we're gonna be kissing your,
Yes,
to
yes.
please
You're not going
you.
to kiss anybody's ass. I get it.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not the person. So it's
Hmm.
hard for me to be the person or be extra nice. I will be nice, but
Yeah.
you're gonna get that from me,
Yeah.
like no matter what, for
Yeah.
free. It's not something
It's
that I need
hard to
to prove
play the
myself to do.
game. Yeah.
What do you say?
Say that
Sorry.
last part again. No,
It's
you say your last part again.
it's just like something that you're gonna get from me, like anyways. It's not something that I like to be pushed to do it. I'm pushing like you to be nice to people, or to to be kind to people. That's not how my life works. And I came like from a really poor family, and I made myself all the way here. I brought myself by myself, so it's all on me. So I had to get like the hard skin. All my journey was not easy. Nobody ever helped me. Whatever I did, that's not a law yet, but God God has better plans for me, and I can see it and I can feel it. But whatever I did was by myself. So I need to be strong, and I need to be tough, because I cannot
It's
count on
okay.
people to protect me, and I need to
Hmm.
protect myself. And my way to protect myself is like to be this strong woman that I'm proud to be, that like go, it's the on a go mode, that I go and I do it, I go and I get it. Nobody can stop me. You say it's impossible, I will do it. So I think that personality in a different dynamic of the show would be more appreciated than in a dynamic that we had in the Big Brother house, that I need like to please people, to manipulate, to lie, to do this and to do that. It's just like something that is just not part of my personality. Even if I tried, it didn't work, because at the end of the day, you could see on my face like, oh, not happy. I'm not your fan, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. Even with the people that I was on alliance with, like I disagreed with them so many times. And I told them, like, I don't think this is fair. Even if that doesn't benefit me, I prefer to be fair
Hmm.
and lose, and be proud of myself, be honor myself, than gain the
Hmm.
money if it was unfair, or if it was injustice, or just that's not how my mind and my heart works.
So I that resonated with me a lot, Indy, what you were saying about having to get yourself somewhere, and you know what it took for you just to get through in life. How you say you started off with your family, and everything you have right now you had to earn on your own.
Mhm.
And once you start moving in that direction, and you start recognizing who you are, when you're put in a different situation where you're in a place where maybe a lot of other people have moved in that like that too. They have that same force and drive. So no one wants to be on the bottom of the
Mm-mm.
pack where they are asking for help, especially when in our real lives there either is no one to ask for help. I just am not going to ask for help, or I actually want to do it my own. So there's I will ask for help if I absolutely need to. And so then you're in the house and you're like, I can't believe I actually have to say I need you to help me. And it eats at you. I totally get that. That happened to me when I was in about to go home. I was in danger, and I was like, "Oh my god, I actually have to ask somebody to help
Yeah.
me." And that's I think that really is a lesson for us to take out of the house and into the real world, that although we do go out there and we get things on our own and we're go-getters, and we know that we've made ourselves, we also do have to realize that somewhere along the way we have had support, and it is okay to ask for help.
Yes.
It's very humbling to have to ask for help, but it is also it's a sign of it's a blessing, and it is a show of gratitude when you actually do have someone who is willing to help, when people are willing to help you.
Yes.
So that just I just wanted to say that because I totally get you in that. And so then when you're in there, that made you kind of retreat a little bit. And then we saw some not so beautiful sides of Indy. Indy on the block, Indy was like,
I don't know what you guys
and
saw, but I was like, oh my gosh, I need to relax. I won't freak out. But at the same time, I was like, I don't want to go home.
yeah,
And you start like
yeah.
losing, and when you see you were losing, and then there is no way back, your emotions, you know, are over you. And
So
I don't
what
know
was
what
your
else.
plan? Who are you planning to go further with in the game? Like who are you planning to work with? It looked like it was Alyssa, but Alyssa looked like she was working with Kyle. Who were you close to?
I believe, like, from the beginning of the game, my the two people that I was closest was Joseph and Monty. And even we
Okay.
didn't they were in another alliance, as I find out like later
Hmm.
on, but I thought that we always like were protecting each other. and Jasmine as well. Like she was part of the girls at the end of my weeks in the house. I was like, oh, I can count with her. That was one of my biggest, like, disappointments, because I felt that neither her or Joseph or Monty or Alisa stand up for me and helped me because they had other plans. And but
Mhm.
my plan was like to go to the end with Joseph, Monty, and Jasmine.
Okay. So then um there's week 2. Where are you in the house week 2? Like, who you're still with Monty and Joseph, or are you planning on building relationships with the girls to kind of help you out? So now these alliances are forming around you. You're finding out that Paul's pack has been like blown up, right? Um,
Yes.
how are you re-strategizing your game as you're finding out all these things are happening? You've got um a self eviction week 1, then you've got Jasmine wins week 2, and then you guys are all in the room. You guys seem pretty safe. The girls seem like
Mhm.
they've got a nice relationship where you guys are safe. But then week 3 comes along. Um, what are you doing to re-strategize your game here as you start to realize nobody has you?
Yes. On I think week 3 or week 4, I started talking to Monty for us to Monty, me, Jasmine, and Joseph to create another alliance and protect each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that never happened. I started pitching to them and like trying to make some movement so we could like close something, but that never happened. Of course, I found out like later on about the leftovers and everything else. But my feeling on my heart was always like I want to play with people that I admire and people that I like
Okay.
in the house,
Okay.
not just like, of course, Michael. I love Michael. I adore him. He's such a good player. But I knew at some point some people would get him out because he was the strongest player that one of the strongest players that we had on the season. So even if Monty was a target, I believed on that moment, I still thought like Michael would go first and then someone else. I saw Monty
Did
being
you
the target later on.
you didn't think working with Michael, like, because he was winning, or because he um was a threat, like maybe attaching yourself to him for protection? Because at that point, Monty hadn't won anything and Joseph hadn't won anything, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't start thinking about working with Michael first because he was with Brittany. And when
Yeah.
we started like picking the Fasty Bestie, I had an idea
Mm-hmm.
uh to become like his Fasty Bestie. If he got like a
Mm-hmm.
empty chair, I would become his Fasty Bestie. Since he was
Okay.
working with
Okay.
Brittany and my relationship with Brittany was never like amazing. I never.
Okay.
It's kind of tough for me. So she's
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
my
You guys just y'all don't gel
no,
together. There's not a
no. And then
connection there.
I
No.
was
Okay.
like, oh, I can still like be with Michael, but not in alliance.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then you guys have festy besties, right?
Hmm.
Um, the veto is used. Nicole goes on the block. Do you know she's going home?
I didn't know, but I started like having the feeling because there was
Okay.
like always 7 people in Monty's HOH. They were always in the
Mm,
room, and I start calling them out, and they're like, "Oh no!" And Monty's like, "Oh no, Chica, they're just here." I'm like, you are my friend and I'm not spending time in your HOH room and they are 24/7, something's
hmm.
up. And he brought it up to me that, oh, Nicole's going home, not Taylor. And I was like, I was surprised, but I felt that I had to honor like Nicole my vote to stay
Hmm.
because her best friend used the veto on me, and I promised her that I was not going to vote her out. And I even explained that when
Mhm.
everyone flipped the house, the whole house flipped the vote, blah blah blah. I even came to Taylor and I told Taylor like I may vote you out, even if I know like the whole house is not, just because I gave my word to Nicole. And there is like something
Okay.
like in Brazil, like we don't get it back. Your word is your prize, is
Okay.
what you have, is all you have. So
Okay. So you kept your word. Nicole goes home. Taylor joins you and Alyssa Festy Bestie. Did you know that?
I knew
Did you know
it.
she was going to
She
join you?
she told us before. I was freaking out because I was like, they're gonna use us, they're gonna put us on the block, get us out, and then they're gonna stay. I found that on the storage room.
So let's talk about that. So in the storage room, there's you, Joseph. Who's it? You, Joseph, Michael.
I
Well,
think
who all was in there?
Alisa, Jasmine, Joseph. I don't remember, but I don't remember. But I was like,
So you became a psychic. You took Brittany's position and you became psychic. Okay, and then you foresaw the future. And you,
pretty
what
much.
made you say that? What was that you were feeling, Indy?
I had no idea. Like on the first day, actually, when I got in the house, I had an insight about Paloma leaving. I look at the screens and look
Uh huh.
everyone's picture and I look at Paloma's face and I was like, she will be the first one leaving the house. I got that insight and
Mm.
I days passed by and then I was like, no, everyone loves Paloma. You were crazy. Shut up, you know? And then Paloma
Mm.
self like evicted. And I was like, oh my gosh, I knew it. So I don't
Okay.
know where those things comes from, but they just do. And when I was in the storage room and the thing like clicked me, like she's gonna win this game. That's it. We can now wrap it up. Let's go. give the
Wow.
give the money to Taylor. She's gonna
Wow.
win. That's it.
Wow. You called it. Not
Yes,
Indy
I
being psychic.
did.
All right. So then Taylor wins her HOH. You expecting to be safe?
I was because that's what she promised me when she joined us on the Festi Bestie. She promised me and Alisa
Mhm.
that she was joining us to save us, like to show us one more time that she was protecting the women in the house and etc. So I believed on that. But there was like something still off about like the whole alliance. I saw like people coming up and down, you know, like lots of hanging out with Brittany, with Turner, people that I was like, Taylor doesn't really talk to them or, you know, doesn't
Yeah.
really share things with them. And they're all the time in her room. And like, and she told me that she was putting me on the block before the time. Like, so she warned me and I was okay about it. That's just like so much that you can do. I thought like she
Mhm.
was going to protect me, and I trust that was not her intention to let me go. I still trust that. That's why even when I left the house my last week, I was not mad at her. I was not like I was mad at other people that would they were
Yeah.
driving me nuts, and not at her that put
Mhm.
me on the block. There was literally like it's part of life. It's the part of the game. It is what it is. I'm like 31
Yeah.
years old, and I what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna accept this and try my best to talk to people so I can
Yeah.
stay.
Would you, if anything, would you change anything about the way you played your game?
Yes. The first thing that I would change
Was
is like including every single woman in the house in the Girls Alliance. First thing, like if we're gonna work together, we need everyone together. That's like one of my hugest like regrets in the game, and not being able
was it a
to.
part
Yeah, you can say.
was it part of your idea to exclude Taylor from the girls, or was that like someone else's idea and then it just became like what you guys were gonna do?
Not at all. My idea when I came to the house was like we need a woman to win. That's what we need. Like my idea is about
Mhm.
like I've been working on my Instagrams talking about that. like of us like putting powers together instead of being competing with against each other. Like that's
Mhm.
my life, that's my voice. Like
Okay.
I've been trying to work like changing that perspective of women cannot be
Okay.
friends, they cannot put force together, they cannot work together, they are always gossiping. No, no, I don't agree with that, and that's not who I am and who I want to be. Of course we want to be so
Okay.
much, we just can do like
Mhm.
enough, like we do what we can and
Yeah.
we start like growing and growing. But that was never on my idea that to exclude anyone.
Okay. So that's one of the things you said you would change. Anything else about
Yeah,
the way
I
you
believe
played your
like my
game?
relationship with Taylor, as she said like on my last week, and she keeps like saying over and over, and I'm repeating that as well. We are more alike than different. We're more like similar than different, and I really agree with that. Our personalities are really similar, and I wish I would like I we've been talking a lot, and I'm like, yes, they put us to play together, and we just didn't figure
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. You mean
Like,
you guys have been talking a lot now that you're outside of the house?
yes, yes. I've been hanging
Okay.
out like with them as much as I can because they're still here, and I know at some point everyone's gonna leave, and I will be in LA by
Yeah.
myself. So
So you were first one in jury, Andy. When you were in jury, were you thinking or expecting to be friends with anyone outside of the house?
on my first week, I was still hurt about everything that happened, the way that Jasmine and Alisa behaved, like not voting for me to stay, and Joseph. With Joseph, it's just something different because Joseph's like it's like he's already part of my life. It's like he's a brother. You know, he's
Okay.
it's something that like I know he's gonna do like bad stuff, like he's
Yeah.
not gonna do what I expect him to do, but I still gonna forgive him because he's
So
like
you
my
know
brother.
he's going to vote against you, or he might be not for you 100% in the game
Yeah.
and in the house, but you felt personally that outside of game, you and Joseph
Yes.
had like a brother sister relationship, like you guys would be friends outside of
Yes.
this even if he doesn't stick beside you in the house.
Exactly. That's exactly my feeling.
Okay.
Like he's like this.
Okay.
We have this great relationship, like as a family. He's part of my family,
Okay.
and with everyone else, I was still like trying to figure out what happened. Especially with the girls, it was super hurtful because if I tell you
With Jasmine and
with
Alyssa.
Jasmine and Alyssa, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I will do it, no matter if I'm against
Mhm.
everyone else. It's like my word.
But it's Big
I
Brother,
know,
Indy.
but
It's
that was
Big
the biggest
Brother.
mistake. They got me out and they came right after me. So, so I'm sorry. You should just kept me. But it's okay. I will tell
Well,
you. It's called karma and it's pronounced ha ha ha.
so so when you're in jury, you're upset the first week. You don't know if you're gonna be friends with anyone except for Joseph. But now I'm sitting here with you today and you're like, I can't leave these people
Uh-huh.
alone. So how did we get here?
It's I think like I'm mature enough. Like I had this break, right? So that was amazing break that I could write my feelings, meditate.
What did you do? Wait, pause, time out. What did you do while you were in jury? Because you told me something and I just want to know if you want to share
I
it. If you
did write a book about manifestation, my journey with my spirituality. That I'm a manifestor. If you look at my room, like there's my visual board. I had Big Brother over there. I had CBS over there, and I wrote a book like talking about my relationships, not just like um, personal relationships with my family, with my friends, with my parents,
Mhm.
sharing
Yeah.
how they taught me to come back to me and to get to know myself and to manifest my dreams. So, yeah, that's what I did in
That's
the jury
very
house, something
good.
useful.
That's the best use I've ever heard anybody do in the jury house. Okay. Yeah, all right. So you wrote your book, then everyone comes trickling in behind you, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
And
then are you guys how did that go? Go ahead.
it was on the beginning was fun. Like when Joseph and Jasmine, I was telling all my interviews, I was saying that if they're gonna lose, just send them fast. You know, because, like believe or not, Joseph drives me nuts. But at the same way, he brings me back. He brings like since I'm so tough, like I'm like this and this and this. It's 8 or 80. There's no in between. He breaks me up. He's like, oh, we can do it like this or that. So it makes my life easy, you know?
Okay.
And but I started like finding out about the alliances. I started like finding out. I think I was fine with everyone up to when Kyle came to the house. That was like really
Mhm.
disappointed. Everything that happened, that he was part of it or he said the comments, and then my
How did that make you feel, Andy? How did that make you feel to find out that when Kyle came to jury to reveal that to you that he thought you were working with people due to background commonality?
it made me feel really frustrated that that was happening because I always see the good in people, and you guys can go back to the footage and see like I was always, even he didn't use the video on me, I was still okay with him. I was still saying like stay focused, sending him like quotes on the Bible, tagging his Bible for him to read because I could feel his energy. And I
Okay.
was supporting him even if he was against me. And even that, like
Okay.
I couldn't see that that would like someone would come up with this type of ideas. It's like 2022.
Mhm.
It's so much for me like to go through that. I believe like that's what when I say like I wish like my heart and I could like be honest and blah 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 blah, blah during the game so people could see me. That's what I wish
Mhm.
like he could see it in me, that I was being honest and genuine to him, that he didn't have to use that against me and separate me from from himself and from his group.
Did you guys talk that through in the jury house? Did you have conversations around that to kind of bridge the gap? And how's your relationship now?
Yeah, we did. We had a lot of conversations, and he was so sweet. But at the same time, I'm like, I will forgive that, but I hope
Yeah.
like something changes. I just believe when I see
Hmm.
your movements of change, like
Yeah.
even like my
Actions.
situations and things that I said or I expressed myself about Taylor in the game, and I call her right away, like 2 minutes later, 10 minutes later, an hour later, and I say sorry, and my movements change it. If my movements doesn't change, that means that it's not real.
Hmm.
So I ask like people to be like, okay, you say sorry, I forgive you, but okay, what are you doing to change that behavior? Like how can I see that you're growing? Are you improving yourself? Like are
Yeah.
you studying? Are you educating yourself? Because that's the most important part. And for me, it's like it's such a silly excuse to say like, oh, I didn't know. Google it. We have internet. The father of stupid people is right there available to everyone. I'm
What do you
sorry.
call Google?
The
What
father
do
of
you call
stupid
Google, Andy?
people. The father of stupid people. No daddy issues here, honey. Google it. But like it
Okay.
was, I still like love Kyle and I respect and I admire him. I think he's like
Okay.
a really nice guy. Unfortunately, like everyone makes mistake. It is what it is. I still want him in my life. He wrote me a letter on the last day on jury before finale, and he was so sweet. I texted him yesterday and I was like, we need to talk. We need, I need to know, I want to
Yeah.
know how he is doing because I know he's taking
Yeah.
time. But mental health is something that's important for me. And I need, if I can help you somehow, I will try my best to do it. I will be your friend, like in the good and in the bad. And I will tell you, like, this is shitty. You shouldn't say that. I told Paloma week one,
Hmm.
you're talking too much. Shut up. So even if she was, you don't know that.
Hmm.
I saw it. I saw it. That part.
I'm trying to. I try to live by the words, and I've never said this in my life. If I don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at
Don't
all.
say
That is a lie. But today, I will live by those words.
good. But it's pretty much that, like, I still love Kyle, and I think we're gonna rebuild our relationship whenever like we are ready for. But right now, I know he's taking his time, and I hope he's taking this time to grow and to learn, as I am taking my time to grow and to learn from my mistakes.
So let me ask you a question. So you guys, did you know when you were in jury that did you ever expect to see Taylor come walking through the jury doors? No, you knew she'd make it to final two.
Never. I left the house. I say
That
like on week 3. I was like, she's not coming here. I'm not even ready for her. Like you can see all my interviews. I was saying the same thing, same mindset. I think like I literally
was
said
your mind. So your mind was made up.
it
You
was
said if she
made
gets to
up.
final two,
Yes,
I'm
and I
voting for
was
her.
I put like I think like some people say that I set the tone on jury because when people came over, I'm like, guys, I'm voting for Taylor no matter what. That's it. Peace.
Well, that first person in jury, that first person in jury greets everyone at the door.
Hmm.
So, it is kind of almost like setting a tone a little
Hmm.
bit. It can be, but there can be other people that come in with a lot more influence that can be like, well, I hear what you're saying, but these things are happening in the house that you didn't know about. But that's interesting. I was just wondering if you felt that way. So now that you guys are out of the house, you've had like a little week. You told me you've only watched back one episode, but how do you feel that your cast is doing as a whole? Are you guys? I know y'all not as close as BB 23, so I want to ask. But are you guys like going to? You guys are working together. You seem like you all are getting along fairly well. Has everyone like made up kind of and gotten to after spending this time together?
I saw a lot of people having like difficult conversations on the last week, and I did my conversations right away. So because I solved the problem, I have a problem, I'm gonna solve the problem, and then we're good. And I did my best to make clear my about my feelings and how I see my perspective to people right away. So, but I see like a lot of people still having conversations and try to rebuild relationships, and I think our season is like pretty fun. We had so much fun, even if like was not the best scenario like for everyone. Like I think people were trying to learn from their mistakes as well and to really rebuild a relationship and a cast. It's pretty cool. We're having so much fun. It's not everyone. Some people left, so there is just a few that of us that are still like sticking together. I say like we should like buy a van because we look like a bubble like going around like literally like 10 people all the time. And we got new cast members that is Adam and Megan. So
Megan Belmonte and Adam Abden. Okay.
yes, Mega Belmonte and Adam. They are both like the new casting for the BP24.
The new additions, the honorary BB 24 members.
Yes.
That's cool. I saw you on CBS's The Love Boat. Are you going on the Love Boat, Indy?
I wish. I may go. We never know. I'm ready for it. I'm not
Oh
looking for
my.
a man, so I'm okay, but I'm looking for fun. If they can offer me fun.
You oh at least you know what you're looking for. That's the first
Yes.
step. The first step is knowing what you want.
Mm.
So if you're not looking for a man, but you're looking for fun,
Yes.
I think you'll find that. I think you can find that anywhere.
Yay.
Well, Indy, any final words you want to leave us with?
First, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity. I love you, and I'm so happy that we get to do this together. And I want to say that I hope people really give me a chance to see me as I am and get to know my heart and I know I'm not perfect. Don't expect me to be perfect. I will never be perfect. Whenever I am perfect, God's gonna come over and pick me up. I'm not ready to go. I still have time in this planet. So
Yeah.
I'm not perfect, but I know that I will always do my best. There is like this person that I want to be, and I'm here. I'm trying. So knowing that I'm trying and then I'm doing my best, and I will make mistakes. I will disappoint you guys, but I will try to fix it and to improve and to learn from all of that. And I'm a human, and who doesn't make mistakes? Who doesn't, who doesn't have anything to improve? It's impossible. So I hope you guys can see me as I am. Follow me on my social media, on my Instagram, Indy Santos Official. I have Camel right now. Like we can get some videos, some fun, Twitter, TikToks, anything. And I don't know, send me good energy. Pray for me that God opens the doors for me and we can share some good moments again. So
I think that was beautiful. Andy, I think you're a beautiful person. I didn't know and I didn't have an expectation of how I would feel about meeting you. But when I met you, uh you really softened me to you, just not even in trying, and you didn't do anything specific to me. I just watched and observed, and I felt that you were very genuine, and I saw you making actions, like putting your words into actions to learn and correct and um apologize and even just like embrace relationships around you. And I thought that was it was very beautiful. You are a very beautiful person. I do hope that people take the time to allow you to get themselves allow themselves to get to know you. It's hard for us to be ourselves in that house. And then I do think that being with your cast is very therapeutic because you get to still imagine it's like going to therapy and a therapist just asking you guys questions, but you don't need that. You guys can ask each other
yeah,
questions and try to get somewhere with that. And so I'm glad that you guys are still bonding and working through those tribulations that you had. It'll continue to go, but have fun with it. Thank you for joining me, Indy.
thank you so
You
much.
guys know where to find me. I'll be here on the Winner Circle. You can follow me at Absolutely Gorgeous 100 on Instagram. You can follow me at Absolutely Tiff on Twitter. And thanks for listening, Indy. Thanks again for joining. I hope to see you do many wonderful things, and I look forward to reading that book.
Thank you so much. Yes, the book's coming. God bless you guys. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.